Hi everyone, I'm Jessica Stutzman and welcome back to the Millcreek Government Channel. During today's show, we want you to experience downtown Erie like never before. For many, the incredible convenience of walking to work attracts them to downtown living, but there's so much more. The views of Lake Erie sunsets, the green spaces, including the bayfront trails, the arts, nightlife, great restaurants, and exciting sporting events are all within easy walking distance. Joining us today to discuss all there is to offer downtown is Dave Tamulonis, Events and Marketing Manager for the Erie Downtown Partnership. Dave, thank you for joining us here today. We have such an exciting summer planned for our viewers, for the residents of Erie County. Tell us what is going on that's really exciting this year and maybe what's a little bit different than last year.
Yeah, so we have an incredibly busy summer every year. This year we've really amped up our summer events. We have a whole new concert series in Perry Square every Thursday evening, 7 to 10, free and open to the public. We always have great vendors, kids activities, local beverages. So that's brand new this year. Last year we had tried a couple different concerts. We were coming out of COVID and didn't really know what we'd be able to do, what the appetite would be for events, but this year we're fully back with the music events. So the Perry Square Summer Concert Series started in June and it'll run through September 8th.
How have those been going so far? What's the attendance like?
It's been awesome. I think people are really, really excited to get back out, and Erie has such a robust and diverse music and arts scene. There's always something to do and see, and I think that you can't give people enough options to come out and support local music.
Yeah, is that why you guys wanted to start it, to really show off our local musicians and artists?
Yeah, and to create an opportunity for people to come downtown and see all of the great new developments happening downtown, all of the great new restaurants and shops and stuff like that. Like there's so much to see downtown, and the events, the concerts, the movies, the farmers markets, it's all aiming to draw people downtown to see not only the event, but everything else going on downtown, all of the exciting new stuff that's happening.
Yeah, and how many times, do you think when you go to this event, or maybe you haven't, come downtown in a while and you're like, I'm gonna go to this concert, but then you see a new restaurant that you wanna hit or a brand new retail store that you wanna go check out, and you're right, it does drive business downtown.
Yeah, and I've already talked to a whole bunch of people this summer who are like, I haven't been, maybe they're coming back to work at Erie Insurance, or they're taking their kids back downtown in the summer to go to the fountain, and they're like, I had no idea all of this new stuff has popped up since last summer. Like there's been so many new restaurants, the Flagship City Food Hall, the Erie Food Co-op, Gordon's and Luminary, and all of the retail shops on State Street, and tons of new businesses south of that, the Cat Cafe and Chippers and all sorts of things that have popped up since the pandemic. So if you haven't been downtown in a while, there's really a lot to see.
Yeah, and there's so much buzz, and to keep these people here, keep these exciting things going on, we need to support our local businesses. So
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what, as the Business Improvement District downtown, for us, that's a big part of our mission, is to make sure that we're drawing density downtown to support those businesses and getting them involved in the events. So a lot of the vendors that you'll see at our events are downtown businesses. The farmers markets, the concerts, we try to work with local breweries, local distilleries, restaurants, arts and crafts and retail, and hoping to draw from our community of downtown businesses for those events.
That's super cool. So the next thing I want to talk about are the movies in the park. Tell us how those are going.
Those are going great. We showed Encanto in June. Was our first movie. It was great weather. And a great turnout, and we're showing Titanic end of July, Beasts of the Southern Wild in August, and the movie Reality Bites in September. So these are the last Monday of each summer month. They start at dark, so make sure you get there, get your spot with a chair and a blanket, and then there's always some light refreshments, snacks, and we have trivia beforehand with the Film Society of Northwest Pennsylvania. So if you come beforehand, you get set up by 8, you can participate in the trivia. It's through your phone on a little app, and we give out tons of prizes each week, and we try to program a little bit with the movie. So we'll be doing some like historical food for Titanic. We'll be doing some When we did Encanto, we had some Colombian students from Gannon come in and talk about Colombia. So we try to tie in some educational programming along with the movies. That being a big part of the Film Society's mission to increase the appreciation of film in Erie and to create a spot downtown for film and the appreciation of film media.
Yeah, I love that. Of course, my daughter loves Encanto, and so now she wants to learn about Colombia and travel to Colombia. So I love that you brought students in. That's so interesting and such a neat spin on the event. So it's not just entertaining, but it's educational too.
Yeah, absolutely. And those last year we brought those on and had 4 really great movies last year, and we hope to expand that series, maybe do 2 a month, or we're always looking to have more and more opportunities to engage with downtown and have free community-driven events.
Mm-hmm. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so let's just talk about your daily activities, because I follow you guys on Facebook, and there is yoga in the park. I mean, everybody is having so much fun every single day. So what are you putting together? And gosh, that must take a lot of time on the part of your organization to do daily activities. But what are the activities? Where can we show up? How do we sign up? What are those looking like?
Well, luckily we have some really awesome instructors. So on Mondays we have a fitness class run by instructor Caitlin Falk, who is a Gannon graduate and works at Strong Vincent Middle School. She's great with kids and adults alike, and she's designed a really awesome fitness class that sort of engages with the built environment of downtown. You travel around Perry Square, Griswold Park, and you use some of the built environment to do your exercising. Maybe you're using the steps, or you're using a park bench, and then this year we were able to invest in some equipment, so we have medicine balls and battle ropes and all sorts of fun stuff. So she's done a really great job with that. She runs a class 6:30 a.m. in Perry Square and 6:30 p.m. in Griswold Park. We usually take the 6:30 p.m. class out for a happy hour afterwards down there in the Union Square district. The yoga classes are Wednesdays at 6:30 in the morning with Chelsea McQuaid, who runs a little bit more like relaxing yoga class. It's a little more restorative. It gets you ready for the day, kind of not super intense for all skill levels. That's at 6:30 a.m. on Dobbins Landing. And then 6:30 p.m., Patricia Gradler runs a yoga class in Perry Square. That's a little bit more if you're looking for some challenging moves. It's for all skill levels, but you're going to be pushed a little bit more. And those instructors have been really great, and we've trusted them to build these classes around the community and make sure that they can engage with anyone that shows up. You don't need to sign up. You don't need to do anything beforehand. You just show up. We have some mats available. I think we have 10 mats available, so if you first come, first serve. If you don't have a yoga mat, you can still participate. But they're free and open to the public, and you can join in any time. We also have a Tuesday walking group that meets downtown during lunchtime. Each week we have a local speaker of interest. We've had people from the city, people from Gannon come in and speak about things going on downtown, and we take a group of downtown employees on a walk through Perry Square and sometimes down towards the Bayfront. And that's Tuesdays at noon, from noon to 12:30.
Wow, where did you come up with that idea? That's so neat.
We actually worked with the county health department. They had the Erie Walks program in the spring, where tons of organizations were sort of competing to see who could get in the most hours walking and staying active. And they really wanted to see something continue on in the summer, so we worked with them to draw out that programming, and they helped us connected us with some best practices in other communities. But it's something we've been looking to do for a while, and it's been really well attended.
I love that, and especially with COVID, I have been more aware of working out indoors next to people, and I don't know that it's in my comfort zone just yet, but all of these activities, I am totally good with outside open air activities, and I love being outside to work out in the summer in Erie. Like, you can't get me inside to do anything in the summer because I pretty much shut myself in during the winter. So I love that all these are outside and engaging with the community. You get to meet new people. It's like that sense of culture and community that we were missing during the pandemic. So these are all really, really exciting. And again, we should follow on Facebook and your website to find out, again, just as a reminder for the dates and times and things things like that?
Yeah, eriedowntown.com/events. Our full events calendar is on there. We also have an Instagram at Erie Downtown and Erie Downtown Partnership on Facebook. And yeah, all of those daily activities really work to help people as they're driving through downtown or maybe walking by. They see something going on in the park. It's a public space that's activated with activity. It seems vibrant, and you feel like you're part of a community. You can be invited to participate. So it really goes a long way, those daily activities, to showing what the potential of that public space is.
Yeah, the public space, getting that fresh air. I would have to think, just getting outside, engaging with others, and doing some form of exercise and walking during lunch. You've got to feel so good and rejuvenated to go back to the office. I know we've kind of heard a lot about, again, during COVID, like everybody just feeling burned out. And I feel like this is the perfect form of self-care almost.
Yeah, and I myself am not a morning person, but I find myself jumping out of bed to do the morning classes. It's really an enjoyable way to get out and enjoy the environment in downtown, and you realize just how close to nature you are in Erie, especially down on Dobbins Landing with the sunrise. The Wednesday morning yoga class is actually really great. So I think that as people start to come back to work, they're realizing how many opportunities there are to engage with the environment in downtown, to engage with their public spaces like Perry Square and Griswold Park, and how much activity is going on.
And I said this the other day, gosh, Lake Erie is just so beautiful. To do yoga in the morning on Dobbins Landing with the beautiful sunrise and the lake behind you. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't start your day more perfect than that. So
it really is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then the other thing I want to talk about, because it's one of my favorite things to do, are to go to the farmers markets. Who are some of your vendors? What do they sell? And when are the times? When should people show up?
Yeah, so we started the farmers market in 2020. It was actually one of the few events that we could hold during COVID because it was providing essential services to downtown. So we work with produce vendors, Legacy Hydroponics, Birch Farms, and the new Erie Food Co-op that's downtown to bring produce into Perry Square every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They sell produce that's available for SNAP and EBT benefit usage. You can purchase through SNAP, you can purchase through farmers market vouchers, and I believe one of the vendors takes WIC vouchers as well. So it's really to create an opportunity for downtown residents, neighborhood residents, to gain access to fresh produce. And especially with the new Erie Food Co-op downtown, with a grocery store in downtown for the first time in a very long time, they're super excited to be involved just to get the word out about their location and the availability of their produce through the fall, winter, and spring as well. So the farmers markets were a big hit last year. We really expanded the programming there. We have a kids yoga class run by Chelsea McQuaid every Sunday at 11 a.m. And again, we have mats available to use if you'd like to walk up and just enjoy the class. We have music on the stage every week at noon, from noon to 2. Different local singer-songwriters, hip-hop artists, dancers, performers. We try to put something very unique on the stage every week. And then the other vendors, we have tons of arts and craft vendors, soaps, lotions, flowers, all sorts of jewelry, handbags, anything you can imagine. So there's the vendors each week are listed on our website, eriedowntown.com/market. So if you're looking to check out what's going to be there that week, we update it every week before the market, and we also put it in our email newsletter. So, and social media, you can always check social media. But we have tons of vendors. The farmers market has only grown bigger and bigger since we brought it on in 2020.
Yeah, and what I love about farmers markets is that when you purchase something from that vendor, you're supporting local, so you're supporting your neighbor or your farm down the street. And again, speaking of the farm down the street, that's how much closer your food is to you being produced, locally down the farm, not, hundreds of miles away. So I love supporting local and making sure our food, comes from local sources too, so.
Yeah, and that's super important to the overall health and well-being of residents of downtown and the adjacent neighborhoods. I think having access to that fresh produce that may not be, it's not out of the grocery store, but it's grown right down the road, maybe in Harbor Creek or Northeast. You know, you're getting access to produce where a lot of people may not be able to drive out there and go to the market stands. Bringing it into the downtown and giving access to those downtown residents and neighborhood residents is very important to us.
Yeah, that's so true. And that was just a really smart idea. And so that's just one way that you guys have changed to meet the needs of the community. What are some other ways?
Well, all of our programming that we have now and that we brought on during the pandemic was informed by community feedback. We distributed surveys, we worked very closely with the community, and we continue to do so in order to refine and better our programming. So making sure that people are getting what they want out of their public spaces, making sure that we take their input and feedback into account whenever we're doing anything. So all of the concerts, the farmers markets, the fitness classes, family-friendly activities like the movies, those are all sort of driven by that community feedback, and that's a really important part of the process to us, to make sure that we are reflecting the programming that the community wants to see in their public spaces.
Mm-hmm. And we touched on this just a little bit earlier, but how important are these events to driving business downtown and supporting the local economy?
Yeah, it's hugely important, especially coming out of the pandemic and with inflation, rising costs, and supply shortages on a national level. I think supporting local has never been more important. One, you can usually get around a lot of those supply shortages if you shop hyper-local and you invest in what's already in the community. And two, you're supporting your friends and neighbors. So it's all around, everybody's helping each other out. I think for the events and activation, the downtown businesses have had a really rough 2 years, and driving density into the downtown core is important for the health and well-being of their business, for their livelihoods. So, and a lot of people in the summer may not even be from the area. They may be tourists coming through downtown to stay at a hotel. So making sure that there's stuff happening, that these public spaces are activated and vibrant and welcoming is very important to welcoming those who are not from the area into those spaces, so they may spend some more time and spend time in a business.
Yeah, and you know, downtown Erie is so walkable, you know, from one business to one shop to, you know, to the ballpark, or, you know, it's so walkable. I think that's really important now, like you said, with inflation and gas costing so much. Like, let's park your car, you know, get down there, but let's park your car and just walk and hit all these stores in different, you know, different places. But you know, maybe it'll help save on gas and get us a little more exercise too.
Yeah, your entire staycation could be done without really driving too far. So you could park somewhere in the afternoon and hop from place to place and have a whole day.
Exactly. So the Erie Downtown Partnership has also improved public space design downtown. How has that happened?
So we're working really closely with the city in order to advocate for the use of the ARP funds, the funds that were given to the city and to other local governments through the federal government for COVID relief. So some of those funds are set aside for public space improvements. So the parks downtown that we're helping with would be Perry Square and Griswold Park. We've worked with both the city and a team of consultants to put together a public space development plan, which is our long-term plan for public space downtown. So what improvements would we like to see in Perry Square? What improvements would we like to see in Griswold Park? And identifying other spaces where there need to be improvements, sidewalks, pocket parks, other pedestrian right-of-ways that could be improved. So all of that stuff will be informed by community feedback as well. We have a couple public input sessions coming up that will hopefully identify some of the needs in Perry Square, some of the needs in Griswold Park. But the Downtown Partnership, as the placemaking organization in downtown, feels that we could step up and take a leading role in those discussions. And the city has been super helpful in lining up, you know, everything we need to move forward with that plan.
Yeah, and you obviously want public input then?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to make sure that these spaces, just like the events, that people are getting what they want out of their public space. So if you'd like to see, you know, more children's playground equipment in your parks, or access to public restrooms or other amenities, hand washing stations, and in the winter, you know, are there any needs seasonally that make it difficult to walk through the park, So we're looking at all of the ways in which people use public space and all of the ways that can be improved.
And where can people share their feedback?
You could reach out to us. Our website has a contact form. We'll be posting pretty soon the public input sessions that will inform the plan. But again, this is a long-term plan. There's a lot of money that will be allocated to this stuff all throughout the city. So not just in downtown, but also in east and west side and the south side. So you could reach out to Erie Downtown Partnership at eriedowntown.com and fill out our contact form if you'd like to get involved, or if you'd like to come in for a quick interview.
That's wonderful. How can our viewers get connected? Again, we kind of shared your website and your Facebook page. How can we get connected to everything that's happening downtown?
So this year we redesigned our website calendar, so you can go to our calendar to get all of our events, and not only our events, but everything happening downtown. eriedowntown.com/events. We have stuff from the Warner Theater, Seawolves, our events, art museum, gallery nights, and business specials like happy hours and stuff. We try to get as much on there as we can and promote everything happening downtown. The website again is eriedowntown.com/events. You can also sign up on our website for our email newsletter that goes out once or twice a week and just collects everything that's happening downtown and gives you a quick little summary in your inbox. And then you can also follow us on social media, Erie Downtown on Instagram and Erie Downtown Partnership on Facebook.
Wonderful. And did you guys recently print or draft a walkable walking map?
Yes, we have a brand new walking map that's available at tons of downtown businesses. It's a little 4x6 foldable map that could fit right in your pocket, but it expands to a really big map. We used to have these really big old ones, and there's been so much change downtown that we spent about 3 months compiling all the changes and making the edits to the old map. But now we have a brand new map with reflecting all of the new businesses, all of the exciting new changes in downtown. So those are available pretty much anywhere downtown, the food hall, Ember and Forage, restaurants like My Thai, Local Eat and Pour, Brewery, Lavery. You can go in there and find a walking map and a brochure with our entire summer calendar on it.
That is so great. I know we're in the age of using our smartphones and everything's electronic, but one, I'm famous for my phone dying, so I love just something that I can hold that I've got this walking map a walking map in front of me. But I just love maps. I think they just tell me everything I need to know, and I think that's fantastic. So thank you for working on that and reprinting that, because I know I'll enjoy it.
Yeah, they're at hotels as well, and also online if you go to eriedowntown.com/map. So if you do have your phone and you'd like to pull it up and zoom in, you can zoom in a little more on your phone, I think. So eriedowntown.com/map for the downtown walking map.
Wonderful. So do you ever need, and we're just coming to the close for our show here, but do you ever need volunteers to help with any of your events or anything like that?
Yeah, we have a couple volunteer cleanup work days. Once a month we gather people downtown, they walk through the streets, clean up some trash and do some light landscaping, weeding, and they're awarded a $10 downtown gift certificate for participating. So we do have volunteer work days, but we're always looking for volunteers. If you'd like to get involved, just reach out to us, especially now with fall and winter coming up. The huge events in fall like Fall Fest, our Downtown Delights. We've expanded our winter programming significantly this year, so we'll be bringing back the Erie Winter Carnival that we had this past February. We could always use volunteers. So just reach out to us via our website contact form if you'd like to get involved, and let us know. I think that volunteers, we wouldn't be able to do what we do without volunteers.
Yeah, they're the heart and soul, and then they help you get done so much work that you just can't do by yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And then those volunteer work days are also on the calendar as well. We usually do Day of Caring with United Way and Gannon University. So if you'd like to participate in that, I think it's in September. You can get involved through their website.
Wonderful. Well, Dave, thank you so much for being here with me and catching me up on everything that's going on downtown. It is super exciting.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us. We always appreciate it.
Yes. Viewers, we have learned so much about all of the new exciting events going on through the Erie Downtown Partnership, concerts, movies, daily activities, and farmers markets. So there is going to be an exciting summer in downtown Erie. Just make sure you check out their website, Erie Downtown Partnership, and you are going to have a summer packed full of fun, family fun. So thank you for tuning in to the Millcreek Government Channel, and until next time, have a great day.